presentation where I'll be able to just kind of follow along. Everybody can just kind of follow along, and it very much follows the Elite Goal Guide, so it'll be perfect. So I'll toss it back to you, and you can start it, and we'll get going. Excited to be here.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for hopping on with us today. I know this just started as a couple of questions in our Diamond group, and then blew up into everyone like just setting off big goals for the new year. So there is no better way to go after a goal than to like have the dream, but have a plan of attack. And that's kind of really what we hope to give you today, is a plan of attack. When I first decided to go for Elite, I read through the FAQ. I was confused, but I was like, I'm just going to start going for it. And just kind of waited to get those monthly Elite, point updates and make sure I was on track. And just kind of like that decision to go for it, and then to see those points mounting up month after month was not only exciting for me, but exciting for my team, and really created momentum and excitement on the team. Sorry, I have crazy dogs. But anyway, life of a Beachbody coach. I don't have kids anymore, I have dogs. But I asked Arnauld to hop on with me and just explain all of the ins and outs of Elite in black and white, so you guys have it and you know what you're running after this year. And I will just tell you how amazing that is, because I did not have that when I started. So to be able to know what you're shooting for this year is pretty awesome. So dream big, get your pen and paper ready. Arnauld, I will toss it over to you, and let's do this.
All right. Hey, thanks, Leslie, and thanks, team, for jumping on. Great to see so many of you on here. Look forward to talking about Elite. So this call today, for those of you that are on live or those of you that are watching the recording, will be partly kind of telling, and then the second part will be kind of the strategy on what you should do, right? So one of it is going to be facts. This is how it's, this is what Elite is. And then the second part is more strategy on how you can, look at your monthly and quarterly and yearly activity and really strategically plan for it. So it's a treat for me to speak with the team. I've had the huge privilege and honor to work with Leslie for a long time, and, love the team that she's got. And I very much think that she brings a lot of people that are just like her. So if she's bringing a lot of people that are just like her, then all of you should be 15-star Elite in the Millennium Club, coaches. And a lot of it really depends on you, depends on how big you want to dream. It depends on how hard you are willing to work, and how strong of a purpose you have behind Elite. Because I will say before we dive into it that, Elite obviously is for you, it could represent many, many different reasons why you should be going for it. But beyond Elite, if you were to look a layer down from Elite, hopefully you're looking at the number of lives that you can really impact. Hopefully you're looking at, the kind of person that you can become by pushing yourself from now till the end of the year and getting the most out of every single ounce of energy, every single ounce of effort, every single ounce of quality that you bring to the table. Just, you're going to leave it all on the table. And that's what it's going to take. And to me, that's the biggest thing. So today we're actually making Elite calls for our 2016 coaches. We're probably going to get started here in the next hour. But the biggest thing that the biggest lesson that I look for is, do you feel like you did the very best that you could do in the year of 2016 and now in the year of 2017? And as long as you feel that you've done the very best you could do, that's all you could do. Right? Trust me, there's some 11th hour calls, Zoom calls, texts, that went out, including some of the people on here that were necessary. And I think that, one of the few key lessons here is, find a coach, find a mentor, find a success partner that's going to push you when you don't feel like doing it. I mean, it is so crucial. It's so important to have that, because left to our own devices, we're probably going to do just enough to kind of get over, whatever the daily hump is going to be. And so, really look at it and say, okay, Why am I doing this? What's in it for me? And what do I get out of this? Okay. So as we get into elite, I want to, first of all start. And again, as I go through it, it's going to be, both tell and share, if you will. And so I'm not going to do one part and then the other. And as we go through this, please, please, please just write down the questions. Whatever questions you have, write them down. Any question that you have. So I'll, leave some time where we can go over and answer some of your questions. So we'll go ahead and get started. Have your elite goal guide at the side, and as we go through this, we will we'll enter it and share it together. So I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be a PowerPoint that I prepared, and we'll go from there. All right, Leslie, can you see it? All right, perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and start. So why don't we start with kind of the overarching qualification for elite? There's 3 things that need to happen in order for you to become an elite coach in 2017. One, you have to be a paid 5-star diamond, 1 bonus week in December. So if you are a diamond 1, 2, 3, 4-star diamond, you want to plan for your 5-star diamond advancement. The second thing is you have to help at least 2 personally sponsored coaches become diamond for the first time in 2017. And then the last part is you need to earn 135 elite points. So what I'm going to focus on this call is the 135 elite points. One of the things that we did this year is we really wanted to align elite with what you're already doing. So a lot of this stuff is stuff that you should be doing and activities that you should be doing to grow your business, whether it's through challenge groups, through adding coaches, through rank advancements. Literally every single road really leads to elite. Every single Beachbody road leads to elite. And if you're doing that correctly and intentionally, then there's no question at the end of this year, you can be an elite or a premier coach. So this is the elite goal guide. There is a couple new additions that we have added to elite that we feel really aligned with who we are. The first one is the customer section that will reward you for adding customers. As you add customers to your challenge group, you will be able to accumulate elite points. The second one major change that we added is as you develop other diamond coaches and 1-star or leaders, team leaders from a leadership ladder rung, you'll be able to accumulate elite 10 points. And these are points that help you with the ranking. They don't help you with elite, but they help you more with the ranking on elite. So this is the guide. That's what you should have in front of you if you're watching this live or watching the recording. So we'll go section by section, and we'll explain every single one of these sections. Okay. So you'll see these 4 sections: elite SC points, elite PV points, the new one, which is the elite customer PV points, and then the last one is the elite ATV points. The 3 sections that I want you to really focus on and pay attention to are the first 3. The 4th one happens as a result of you focusing on those first 1, 2, 3 sections, okay? So one of the things that we say a lot around here is focus on the things that you can impact, okay? Number 4, you can impact it through the first 3 sections. So that's really what I'm going to spend the lion's share of time today talking about, and then giving you a strategy on how exactly you're going to maximize every single one of those, okay? All right, so if you haven't really been paying attention, this is the time now you pay attention. Close out all the windows that you've got, that Facebook Messenger, maybe that text. Promise you the next 20 minutes will give you a roadmap to getting to elite, okay? I'll take 20 minutes, I'll run through it, then we'll do question and answers, all right? So let's really just focus in now. Okay, so let's go kind of through the elite point categories, okay? And basically, for ease of explanation, I basically divided it into the 4 section there to the left, and then to the top, he says, who helps you create the elite points, and how are the points calculated, okay? So we'll start from the first one, which is elite SC points. Who creates those elite SC points? It's your 2016 and 17 coaches, okay? So Jessica, as you kind of look at your strategy for elite, you want to have a sheet, or maybe if you're a pen and paper person, have a page where you've got all your 2016 coaches written down. And as you add new 2017 coaches, make sure you add those, because obviously those are coaches that you ought to be working with, and they'll be giving you those elite SC points. How are the points calculated? Okay, how do you accumulate points through helping your 2016 and 17 coaches? Really simple. Your goal, Brandy, you know the elite drill. Your goal is to help your coaches hit Success Club 5, right? Which is, wow, with bought all access, you need 2 people instead of 3, right? Which is pretty cool. And so essentially every time one of your 2016 or 17 coaches achieve Success Club 5, you get 1 Success Club point. If you yourself achieves Success Club 5, which everybody on this call should, those points are doubled, okay? So simply what you're looking at is accumulating these points through helping your 2016 and 17 coaches achieve Success Club 5, okay? That's the first thing. I'll go into more of the strategy on other slides. Okay, let's go to the next one down. Elite PV points, okay? Elite PV points, as you look at your strategy for this year, your new coaches from 2017 are the ones that are going to help you accumulate those points, okay? And PV stands for personal volume. As you look at PS, it basically says personally sponsored coaches, personal volume, okay? So as you're looking at this, you're saying, okay, who are the people that I'm going to help? It's your 2017 coaches, new coaches. Some of you have gotten started, obviously. Some of you, as you're looking at the year, these are the ones that you need to start adding. And here's how it works. It's really simple. One of the things that I believe Leslie does in the team is she recognizes volume, okay? And so as you're looking at volume, you're looking at their personal volume. So let me give you an example. Let's say, Ashley, you sign up Laura in January of this year. Laura is a 2017 coach. Laura's PV consists of what she purchases as well as what her customers purchase. Pretty simple. So her personal purchases as well as her customer purchases. Okay. The moment Laura signs up a coach, that becomes team volume. But if she signs up customers, then those customers, together with her purchases, constitute her personal volume. And you essentially get 1 elite PV point for every 500 PV that's generated from your 2017 coaches. So in this instance, you're looking again at, as you're adding your 2017 coaches, not every coach is created equal. Yes, we all know that, right? Some coaches are going to be your more productive coaches, and some coaches are going to be more, customers in disguise, maybe discount coaches. But really what you really want to hone in on are your productive coaches that are interested in building a business, running a challenge group, signing up customers, okay? So pretty simple there. That's your 2017 PS coaches. Now, I've talked about that. PV is generated by coaches' purchases and the purchases of that coaches, retail club customers. Okay, pretty simple there. Next one, which is the new kind of category, is elite customer personal volume points. This one is a new one. This is one that, I'm sure that coaches from this past year wish that they would have. Now you guys have that. That's a huge advantage to have that, because guess what? Now that as you're signing up customers this year, we all know that, you sign them up as customers first, and then they become coaches. Now you can actually get points from both your customers and your coaches. So for instance, as simple as let's say Wendy, okay? Wendy, you sign up Emily. Emily is a customer of yours, gets on the bought all access, and he's a customer for, let's say, 3-4 months. And then after 3-4 months, Emily will see the big picture earlier. So let's say in 2 months, Emily wants to become a coach. In those 2 months that Emily was a customer, her point that she accumulated will count towards your elite CPV. The moment Emily turns into a coach, now Emily is going to contribute to that second section, which is your elite PSPV points, right? The only difference between the second and the third is the second is coaches, the third is customers, okay? And it actually works pretty similarly. You will get a point for every 500 PV generated from all of your 2017 personal retail club customers, okay? Again, that's pretty simple there. And the PV is generated by their purchases, okay? That's the third one. The fourth one, like I said, that we don't spend a whole lot of time on, but I will explain for your sake, is, let's go back, is advancement team volume, which is elite advancement team volume, okay? The way this works is essentially you get what we call advancement team volume consists of 3 generations of coaches. So let me try to explain this through some coaches here. So let's say, Bree, you sign up Heather. That's 1 generation away from Bree, okay? So that's your first generation advancement team volume. Heather then signs up Christy, okay? Now that's 2 generations from Bree. That all counts as Bree's advancement team volume. And then Christy goes out and signs up Jill. Now it's the 3rd generation from Bree. So the way that the advancement team volume essentially works is we add up Heather's team volume, Christy's team volume, and Jill's team volume, and that makes up Bree's advancement team volume. Okay, how does this one work specifically? Elite is a program that is geared towards growth. We recognize growth. Obviously, we recognize coaches, that are focused on growing their businesses. And so simply this category, you get 1 point for every increase of 10,000 from your 2016 ATV. So essentially, let's say you finished the year. By the way, you should have those elite reports next week once we've made all the calls. But essentially, you're going to see your 2016 year-end ATV, okay? In 2017, your goal is to grow incrementally from there, okay? So let's say you end at 50,000, and in 2017, you blow it out the water, and you get to 150,000 in advancement team volume. You've grown by 100,000 in team volume, right, from 50 to 150. And the way that you get points for elite is you get 1 point for every 10,000 increase from your 2016 to 2017, okay? So in that case, with 100,000, you would get 10 points. You would take 100,000 divided by 10,000, and that will give you your 10 elite ATV points, okay? So a bit more complex, but like I said, you focus on those first 3 categories, you will be an elite coach, coupled with your rank advancement to 5-star, which we'll talk about a little bit later, okay? All right, let's now kind of dive in and talk about how do you get to 135, okay? Because ultimately, that's what this call is going to be about. How do you get to 135? Now, you'll see in this on this graph or in this PowerPoint slide that we've divided up by maximum points allowed and then minimum points required. Okay, so the recommended strategies, pardon me, is you want to set goals that results in getting the maximum points from the first 3 categories. Your goal is to basically have the maximum number of points from your CPV, your PSPV, and your Success Club. Okay, the max allowed is 25 for the CPV, 50 for PSPV, and 50 for Success Club. Okay. 30 for ATV, okay? So as you look at the math here, if you add up the 25, the 50, and the 50, and the 10, that's 135 points, okay? So then as we look at our elite goal guide, what we want to do is we want to reverse engineer and say, how many coaches do I need to sign up? How many coaches do I need to help on a monthly basis achieve Success Club 5? And then how many customers do I want to help? And then on that specific one, how long do I keep people as customers? Obviously, you should keep them as long as they want to become customers. But strategically, at what point do they become coaches as well, right? Because ultimately, what we're trying to really go back to is the vital behaviors and going back to truly helping customers first and then moving them into becoming coaches, okay? And Leslie, message me on my cell to make sure that I'm still good with time. I think we're good there. But if I go over, let me know, okay? But super important stuff. Okay, so let's just go through kind of this deal here, and I'm going to go slide by slide, okay? So the goal is essentially starting with the first one, on your elite goal guide, first category. How many PS coaches will I have in each of this category? So again, you will see here as I populate this, okay? As I populate this, your goal is to have at least 50 elite success club points from this category. Okay, so you'll see here on this first line here, it says 2016 and 17 PS coaches in Success Club. Okay, it's not going to take 10, 15, 20. I think sometimes, you know, we go to Summit and we hear how many points Melanie Metro has or Amy Silverman, and we go, dude, like she signs up a whole village and half the village then goes out and signs up another half a village. I can't do that, right? You will see on here that those are doable numbers. Are they doable numbers? Just raise your hand if these are doable numbers a month, okay? It's 2 coaches, it's 3 coaches a month. And so you'll notice here, again, if the key point is make sure you're in Success Club yourself, okay? So again, this is purely an example. In this example, we figure you're going to start with 2 coaches for 3 months that you help get into Success Club 5, and then you get in there yourself. So you'll see, I don't know what the average is there. I mean, 2.5, 3 or so, essentially a month, and you end up with 66 elite Success Club points. Remember, this is the road to 135. So if you say, on your goal sheet, what I would then write is, what is your goal every single month? How many people are you going to help, right? I mean, you might start with 1 or 2, and then by June you're at 3 or 4. As long as you just kind of catch up and make sure that you end with those 50 or more points, you're in good shape, okay? So that's the first category, pretty simple. Again, if you have questions, post them below. We'll go into them after this. Okay, second category. Now, this category, again, it's your coaches from 2017. Specifically, your coaches from 2017. Some of you are going, well, I've got coaches from like 2016 and 15. They're crushing it, right? Well, those, what we're hoping is you've worked enough with them that they should be on this goal, that they should be going for at least Premier or Elite, right? So these newer coaches should be the ones that now you're helping with adding coaches and adding customers. So let's go through this one and kind of illustrate it for you. Again, our recommendation here is you go for at least 50 points on this, okay? So as we go through here, this kind of first line is the number of new coaches that you're signing up, okay? And it's a critical part because this will then really give you, I guess, your inventory or you'll know exactly who you're working with if your pipeline of coaches, let's say, okay? So pretty simple. This is, the first line is number of new PS coaches, and then bottom from there is the approximate PV that they're generating, okay? So you'll go line by line. So let's say you're adding 2 coaches a month, but you'll see here that they're generating quite some PV, right? They're generating, and it's going to be cumulative, okay? It's going to be cumulative, and you'll see it's 500, 1,000, 1,500. Okay, so here's kind of as you're thinking about it is the first thing that you want to have, on your sheet of paper, on your goal guide, Sierra, would be how many coaches are you going to be adding, right? And Samantha would then look at how many will you retain from the previous month, right? Because every coach that you add doesn't necessarily either stay on or stay as active, right? So you're really looking at who are my most active coaches and what's my strategy? How am I helping them invite to challenge groups? Okay, remember, a key one here. Those coaches from 2017, you're really helping them add customers. You're not, at this point, for these points, you're not helping them add coaches quite yet. Because this is their PV, this is their personal volume, which is their purchases, as well as what their customers purchase, okay? So this is an example. Essentially, every month, we'll go and add up all your 2017 coaches. We'll then say, how many challenge groups did they run? How many challenge packs did they sell? How many people did they get started? And what is the volume? And all we do every month is we divide by 500. Okay. Recommended strategy here is have at least 50 points. The second one is a recommended strategy that I would tell you, by the way, on the previous one, I would say have a minimum of 3 coaches that you're helping get into Success Club 5. And then on this one, this number of 2, I mean, these people are generating quite some points. What I would recommend is you go as a goal, have 4 coaches every single month. Okay. It's kind of a 4x4. Your goal here is to add 4 coaches a month. 4 coaches a month. Some months you're going to end up with 6, 5, some months with 2 or 3, right? But if you can go for 4, that will kind of put you on the path to achieving those 50 points from this category, okay? All right, let's go to the next one, which is the new one, which is the Elite PS Customer Points. Okay, so this one is interesting because you're essentially looking at customers. And these are new PS customers, right? These must be 2017 customers, okay? There's a caveat there. So in this instance, remember that you get 1 point for every 500 PV. And so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to look here and we're going to say how many customers are you adding, okay? And from a strategy standpoint, essentially you're saying how many customers am I helping start in a challenge group every month? And how many will I retain on Shakeology? Which the bought all access is going to be huge from a Shakeology retention, from a customer ongoing retention. Because now they've got the training, the workout platform, and your job now is, so that is done for the year. They don't need to keep purchasing a new challenge pack, a new program. That is done. Now what you've got to make sure of is that the coach is there, that the nutrition is covered. Okay? The recommended strategy here is to have at least the 25 CPV points. And the reason why this one is lower is we anticipate that, Mel, let's say you sign up a customer. As you go through, that person will be a customer maybe 2-3 months or a month or 2, and then they'll go into becoming a coach, right? In which case, obviously, they'll benefit you from the second category, okay? So in this instance, again, how many customers are you helping start with a challenge group, and how many will you retain from the previous month? Okay, so far so good. Let's wrap up with ATV. Lots of information, I get it. One of the things that, Leslie, I will say is I'd love as we get started, maybe, month 2 or 3, once you start getting your Elite report, which you get those the second Friday of every month, it will make a lot more sense, right? So the things that I really want you to focus on are so far 3 things. Number 1, help 4 coaches. So if you were to put some footnotes and bold it, it's number 1, help 4 coaches from 2016 or 17 achieve Success Club 5 and do it yourself. Okay, let's just simplify it all the way down to the bare bones. Help 4 coaches from last year or this year achieve Success Club 5 every single month. The second thing, have a goal of adding 4 coaches every month. Have a goal of adding 4 coaches every month, okay? And then the third thing is help 4 customers get started in a challenge group every month, and that's it. Really, if you can do that, you're doing this stuff, okay? This is kind of like the details. The dots are going to connect once you start seeing your elite report, okay? Mona is going, yes, I got to a premiere, and I was, quite frankly, halfway through the year, I'm just going back to the 4x4. That's working and helping people, right? That's really how this really works. Okay, so let's kind of put it all together in a bow. Again, Elite SC points, 50 points. Elite PV points, go for the 50. And Elite CPV points, go for the 25, okay? The last one is have at least 10 ATV points to reach. Essentially, you want to grow by 100,000, okay? So the last bullet point would be write down what your 2016 ATV is out of 100,000, and that's your goal for 2017. Pretty simple. You finish at 50, you know, you want to finish at 150,000. Again, that seems like a large number, yes? It seems like, my gosh, that's a big number. But trust me, if you focus on those 3 categories, the 4th one happens on its own, okay? All right, let's see here. Okay, so this is the Elite ATV points, kind of, you know, kind of how it works. I'm just going to leave this here, and I'll go to the next slide. Okay, calculating your projected elite points. Let's see here. My projected elite C points. I'm not going to spend time on this slide. Really, the way it's going to work and what you want to ask yourself is, it's 135 points, right? And so based on 135, on average every month, you want to shoot for 12 to 13 elite points, right? I mean, you just do the math and it's 12 to 13 elite points. And those elite points are going to come from either one of these categories. What you're going to find is at some point, you know, some of these categories will be maxed out sooner than the others. You know what I mean? And you really want to, you know, hone it in. And I mean, about March is when you get an idea of kind of your rhythm, you know, and how many coaches you're adding, how many coaches you're helping as well. Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do then is I want you to go through on the blank sheet of paper. On the next page over, there's a blank sheet of paper. You want to then do the math. Okay. And take the time to do that. Take the time to do that and post it in the group or send it to Leslie, however you want to collect it, Leslie, just so that you understand a little bit more and you plan for it, right? And the best thing you can do is have the goal of what you want to get to, which is elite. But then if we can go backwards and reverse engineer, that's exactly what you want to do. And again, keep it simple. What's your goal of coaches you're adding a month, coaches that you're helping achieve Success Club 5 a month? And then how many customers are you adding a month, right? That's the bottom line there, okay? How does elite ranking work? Elite ranking is going to be based on the SEPV and CPV. That's pretty much it. The ATV doesn't count for that. I won't spend a lot of time on that. The newest kind of addition is this leadership development elite points. For those that are going for elite 10 or want to be in the top 200, right? And the significance there, obviously, elite 10, everybody gets that. But the elite 200 is you will get, from a financial standpoint, you will get a $500 monthly bonus. It's $100 plus $400, right? So essentially by going elite, you've given yourself, if you're in the top 200, you've given yourself, you know, a $6,000 raise, okay? Pretty nice, right? So, and that is figured out by the SEPV and CPV points. Now, the newest one is we've added this leadership development elite points criteria. And so the way this works, you know, let's say Sharon, you know, sign up Amanda last year or this year. Amanda is a diamond, but then Amanda goes for elite. And so she goes from diamond to 5-star diamond, okay? She will get a point, or you will get a point for every advancement that Amanda has. So diamond to 1, that's 25. Sorry, it's from 1 to 5, pardon me. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, okay? Every time someone jump ranks, you get the 25 points. The same works for the leadership, the leadership ladder. And, you know, once, you know, you earn 25 elite points for every time a PS coach reaching the rung of team leader on the leadership ladder for the first time, okay? So every time you develop a new team leader, you get another 25 points. This specifically goes towards a ranking. It does not count as an elite point, okay? So really excited about this one. I think it rewards the right activity and really will help coaches, leaders work with their teams, right? It's a win-win. Now, you know, as Anita works with Jamie to develop herself into 5, 10-star diamond, you know, Anita benefits and Jamie benefits. So now, you know, you will have a reason why you should work with your coaches just beyond diamond. Because right now in the compensation plan, it's like, get to diamond, that's it, right? But from an elite standpoint, you'll be able to do a little bit more there, okay? I've talked about the reward so far. So, okay, lots of information. So I'm going to stop the share here, and I'm going to go to the questions. I see a lot of questions, or maybe they're just remarks. but a lot of information. And as we're going through this and any questions pop, let me know. Okay. Leslie, you've had a chance to look at the questions. Any that I should answer?
I tried to catch most of them. I know Samantha just wondered if there was like a strategy around customers versus discount coaches this year.
Okay, good. So that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Honestly, a strategy usually happens after like trial and error, and this one is a brand new one. Okay, so part of it is you're going to really have to kind of wrap your arms around it and figure out a couple things. So 3 things I would look at. Number 1, how many customers are you adding? Okay, to me, the way I would look at it is the same way that I said, sign up 4 coaches minimum, but also make sure that you have 4 customers. Okay, 4 coaches and 4 customers. Now, these coaches, as far as discount coaches, here's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't sign up a coach as a discount. If you're wanting to go for elite, I wouldn't sign up a coach as a discount coach. If a coach is really a customer and you believe that, they're happy consumers and they're running challenge, they're in your challenge group and they're purchasing or whatever, then keep them as customers. Make sure that they have their transformation, because you're not losing per se by signing them up. You're not losing by keeping them as a customer, because the moment you sign them up as a coach, then you're not getting those customer elite points. Whereas if you sign them up as a discount coach, you know that they're not going to sign up anybody. I mean, they're not ready to really build the business. So keep your customers as long as possible being customers. And then when you feel that they're ready to become a coach, then obviously, convert them to becoming a coach, right? That's really the first strategy that I would think of. Remember also that you get 25 points for the, kind of customers, but again, the ceiling is higher from a coach PV and coach SC standpoint. It's 50 and 50 versus the 25 that I recommended. And so what I would say is, if someone is a customer, keep them as a customer. But obviously, as look to convert them into a coach if you believe that they're ready to become a coach. Okay, so I think we'll have a better strategy as we go through, but currently that's kind of my best answer for that. I saw a few other questions. I saw one that said, do coaches, Jamie, do PS coaches count across all business centers? Yes, they do, as long as they're 2016 or 2017 coaches. Let's see. The question is from Christy. She says, for business builders, or do discount work too? The discount coaches work too. So let me talk about 2 instances. The first instance, let's say it's a 2017 discount coach, a 2017 discount coach. That 2017 discount coach, from an elite standpoint, okay, we're talking business here. That 2017 elite discount coach only gives you PV points, meaning what they purchase goes towards your PV points. But they're not really building the business, right? So you're not benefiting from them signing up coaches or signing up customers. So you're really getting PV points from there. What if that 2017 kind of discount coach was a customer? You would actually get the same points, because a discount coach really is like a customer. So their purchases, whatever purchases they get, you also get elite points, because they're, new 2017 coaches, and they're not, they're not basically, they're not building the business, right? I would tell you that obviously you're looking for business builders at the end of the day. You're looking for people that can help other people get started in their challenge groups. And for you, you're looking to help them get into Success Club 5 if they're 2016 or 17 coaches. Okay. Any other question that, and feel free to post them again. There's a lot of comments. Thank you. Excited about this. Amazing. This is awesome. Okay, thanks. So a lot of it seems to have connected. Jamie says, customer or discount coach they'd be giving you 2 points. So customer or discount coach, they'd be giving you 2 points. I'm not sure. So coaches are the only ones that give you Success Club points. Does that make sense? If a customer, if a customer purchases like 500 worth of PV, they'll give you 1 point. Right. If a 2017 coach either purchases 500 PV worth, or between their purchases and what their customers do equals 500 PV, you'll get 1 point, right? Okay, Jessica asks, is elite ranking with a 25 EP for PS for any coaches? Yes, it is. So any coach, what her question is, do those coaches have to be from 2016 or 17? No, as long as they advance, anybody counts. So, what I would do from that standpoint, if you're looking at that top 200, I would say, who are all my business builders that are set to advance this year, and work with them and help them out. So has this helped? Thumbs up, down, kind of, Okay, good. Well, literally, I'm very excited about this year. I think that there's going to be a lot more elite coaches than we've ever seen before. I think we're going to break some records this year. This year is starting off with a bang, too. I mean, I think and last January was strong, right? I think we're starting 30% ahead of last year. Part of it is really the excitement about the BOD All Access. I feel like a lot of coaches are more on the offensive. You guys have tools that you're using, and there's excitement there, and I can't wait for 2017. So, listen, Leslie, I'll toss it back to you. If there's any other questions or anything else, let's make sure that we answer them. But look forward to following each and every one of you in 2017. And Leslie, I'm just, saying it now. If, maybe in March or later, we want to do another recap, kind of review call. I'm happy to do that as well.
Okay, awesome. So is this helpful, you guys? It makes it so much simpler. I feel like you can just break it all down, see it, and now you know what you're aiming for every month. And I just remember thinking I could hit elite, and the numbers that we have to go for aren't crazy out of this world numbers. You're helping, about 3 coaches a month hit Success Club, aiming to sign up 4 new coaches. These are all things that are totally doable. So,
yeah, let me say this, Leslie, before I go. Elite is a 2-year program. I'm sure some people on here are saying, okay, so I haven't been elite before. What do I do? Here's what I would do. I'm not a big fan of SMART goals, actually. I think SMART goals are it kind of limits you. But the nice thing that SMART goals do have is they give you steps, okay? So what I would say is, if you're a diamond coach, identify what your 2-star date is ASAP. When are you going to get to 2-star? And get there aggressively, work towards it fast, because the moment you get to 2-star, you get the quarterly bonus, a lot of different things. You're already in the running for Premier, and then you get to open a second business center. Now you're a 3-star, and now you're just 2 away from 5-star, right? So if you can't get ahead of it, make sure that you figure out your 2-star kind of goal early enough and your Premier goal, and then let's work towards elite. But make it fast. Gosh, before Summit, let's be aggressive. If you can get there, April, May, June, you're golden. You're in a good place, and there's no question that you can finish 5-star. So
do not be pulling it out the last week in December.
Yes, Sierra, 12-week year, absolutely.
Yes, yeah, 12-week year is what I'm reading right now. And just to piggyback on what Arnauld said, because I felt like I had been and I know a lot of you guys have been in the Diamond Group, you've been around, you've been running at this business, and I had been running in this business all of 2012. In 2013, I set a goal at the start of the year, and I was I am going to be 2-star and Premier, game on, we're doing this. And I set all these goals, and I think it was by April, I was already in qualification for 2-star. And a month later, corporate called me, and they were you have all these elite points. So you can definitely like run for it. I mean, I was diamond at the start of 2013 and I ended the year at a 7-star diamond. And like number 18 in the company or something crazy. So it's all completely possible, even if you are sitting there as a diamond coach today, to pull out elite this year. It is totally doable.
Absolutely. I endorse this message. So
Good.
easiest thing is to make a decision now. It's time to manage that decision. Let's make it happen. I hope this helps you kind of manage that. And Leslie, thanks for having me. I look forward to 2017.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on with us.
Absolutely. We're going to be making calls now, so keep your phone next to you.
Oh, God.
Okay, bye, everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys. See ya. Have a good day.